Sunnyhills. We were kind of talking with the nucleus and the people who were living here, and there seemed to be a really big like want and kind of a need for a JY group because there wasn't one before. Because we were struggling to kind of outreach, and we were struggling to find ways of really gaining a lot of participants. What kind of happened was the few people that we had talked to and the few people that we had confirmed that they would come to our JY group, they talked kind of among their own friend groups, and they were like, hey, there's this JY group starting, and it was especially the parents that would talk among other parents, and they were like, my kid is starting this thing, maybe your child would enjoy it. And then like in the time of a week, suddenly we come back together and we host like this little information evening, and suddenly there's a bunch of people, and we're like, okay, sweet.
The whole family is kind of involved.
It's a really beautiful model that kind of accidentally happened, but in reflection now, it's a really beautiful way of doing things. Because I know a big stress for me doing the JY was like, how are we gonna do home visits? I don't really have the time to do that, and it's a lot of work. But then with the initiative of my mom, who made the study group with the parents, I was like, oh, now we can see a transformation among the parents, and then we have the kids who we can do a transformation with, and that whole process is happening among the whole family. And now looking back, it's been really powerful.
一些很简单的教育，你要怎么样 ，beauty your tongue， 还有不要在背后说backbiting， 其实很简单。那么有的时候我们会忘记，那每周来的时候呢，大家一起讨论这些问题，特别简单的问题，我们在生活中经常能够犯的错误，可能然后不停的要督促我们一下，然后回去改。可能碰到了你会我要约束一下自己，包括我的孩子，最主要从他身上，他也知道我这样做不对。那么他每次来听，每次来说，会对他有一些的提示的。他在生活中呢也会有一些的约束。我觉得可能大家的态度都改变了，慢慢的。
I was really surprised and I was really impressed by the level of kind of maturity among the group. Because we brought these people together and we're like, hey, this is what the JY is. We're trying to create this social change. We're trying to, make sure that you have the space to have an impact because you're fully capable of doing it. And they were like, yeah, I'm really glad you believe in me.
We've all become really good friends now, which is so cool because some of us don't live in this community or in this area, and we're just people, and not all of us go to the same school. And there's a couple of us who come from all over the world and who've moved here and are maybe fairly new to the country or been here for a while. And it's cool how we can just all come together and have this JY session once a week and feel like we have our safe place and it's something that we enjoy doing.
The one thing, this is something or the other has been happening for the last 4 years in smaller groups, and these groups have become bigger. And one thing that was playing in my head from a very long time is that I get to interact with a lot of youth, and I do feel that there is a huge need to connect children. So as parents and as adults, we can, whatever role we play, we can't undermine that. But at the end of the day, youth need to interact with other youth, and the idea behind having the junior youth was to get them together, give them a place where they can come to see each other, be themselves, and be in a place where there is no judgment and they feel free to express themselves. So I think that has definitely been established, and I also want to acknowledge that the animators are doing a wonderful job. They are very inspiring for the junior youth.
Anyways, one of the JY, they went to an institute camp, and then before then they were really quite I feel like we didn't really have a relationship, and they wouldn't really talk to me that intensely or that much. But then after the camp, they would just show me now after JY and after we're just having some food and things like that, just always kind of wanting to chat and really opening up, and we went to the movies and the holidays, and then they're
should I sing in the car? And they were playing their music, and I was like, yeah, you should sing. And then they're like, no, I don't want to sing. And then like on the way home after the movie, they were like, okay, I'm gonna sing. So then like they're like belting out the songs, and that was really So that's what I've noticed, that I'm becoming more comfortable with, like, not seeing me as like someone, I don't know, like
A true friend.
yeah, a true friend. So sweet.
Enough. And during the teaching conference when we had, that's when Fariba and I got together, and we came up with the idea that we should put our minds together for a children's class.
Something good will always happen. So if you do something good, it's not like nothing will happen. You do good things because it's good. You don't do good things because you will get good things.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Now looking back has kind of been you can actually see some of the effects of transformation among the families. You can see, parents and children both are starting to want to host devotionals. They're starting to do their own, activities. And this has only been, like 3 months since it started. So seeing that response and that immediate kind of creation has been a huge support, I think.
I think it was a year ago that Gia decided to meet with the local spiritual assembly.
Yes.
And show her interest of becoming a Baha'i.
That's
Although
right.
we explained to her that you need to be 15 years old, she said that's fine, but I'd like to be part of the Baha'i community.
Yes. There's a power in praying, and after Gia declared herself to be a Baha'i, I followed her path. So I declared in March this year. I'm very proud about that. So we're 2 of us now, and we try to, we live very busy lives during the weekdays, but on weekends we try to have as many family meals together. And it is my younger one, who's 9 years old. She says we can't start without the prayers. I let the kids take the lead here, so it's nice to see them take the initiative to choose a prayer, and it's always my younger one who wants to read it.
Yes,
And and she's really waiting. So she's been telling me that so Gia got to become a Baha'i. It was an exception for her. Will I also get to enjoy that? Or will I have to wait till I'm 16? That's a question she's asking me at 9. It's a tough one. What I have noticed is the sense of spirituality has developed in such a beautiful way at such a young age that I love having those discussions with my older one. I think our bond has become stronger. I'm very sure, there's nothing that she's feeling deep inside that she will not share with me. And I think that is what has happened as a result of the regular, discussions we've had during our Ruhi sessions, because that gives us a platform to, talk about anything.
This whole group is like just one huge confirmation. It's like one huge process of confirmation, where it's like things just like clicked, things just like fell into place, and it's been beautiful. So
I find that the Baha'i faith is now just bringing lots of my questions and curiosities into a very authentic and flowing way, that things just make sense. So I think it's just now that things are just like, feels right.
It's really exciting, and now we are planning to do something, all of us, to celebrate the bicentennial of the Baha'i.
Yes.
As a large group, so all the children classes, junior youth group, and the Ruhi group participants get together and plan a day to celebrate this wonderful event.
But it is true. It's just because that God, it's almost like he just looks after all the kids. Then when somebody else is good, it's almost like he has the bells on his mind when he comes to you. It's almost like that.